Hey guys, Ryan with Ctrl, Ryan here. If you've been following the video journey, we're building out our HomeLab Kubernetes setup on our XPS Proxmox cluster. Today in phase 3, we're going to upgrade that from K3s to K8s, and we're also going to spin some services up on top of it. But plot twist, I am not exactly in the RV. I'm at my property today, so we're going to connect into the cluster via Tailscale and spin it up remotely. Stay tuned. So here's my GitHub. This has a nice little intro and a walkthrough of what we're going to be doing today. I'm not going to go through this line by line, but essentially we're going to be using Proxmox for our hypervisor. I'm going to be spinning up the VMs using Terraform, configuring them, and setting up the actual Kubernetes cluster with Ansible. We're going to be using Docker for the apps themselves. And all that's going to be sitting on iSCSI on the back end, and we're going to be using Prometheus and Grafana, along with a nice little custom homepage and a speed test app, just to have a little variety, unlike the last few times that we did this. So slowly adding on. So let's get right into it. So just to make life easy, I went ahead and got my Terraform directory up. And if you were here for the first two videos, I'm going to do auto approve just to make this nice and easy. So that's going to start spinning up the infrastructure. So if I pull up my Proxmox cluster, you can see it's starting to clone our templates. And again, in case you weren't here, I have an Ubuntu server LTS 24 template that's already been pre-provisioned and sysprepped, Linux edition. So that is all ready to go. So we'll check back in once this is done. While we're waiting for Terraform to do its thing, I'll go ahead and give you a quick recap of what this script is actually doing. Pull up the Terraform directory here. Inside the variables, I've got the hostname, my VM ID for Proxmox, and the IP address all set up right here. I've got my SSH key from my laptop so I could jump right in without a password. And on the main file, you can see right here, we're cloning our template. We're setting all the hardware variables. We're setting up our disks. And we are telling it to use Cloud Init, which is essentially is that customization or that bootstrapping, which is going to set all the variables that we have set in the Terraform script. So super simple. Terraform is complete. So now if I come in here, I've got one controller node, two worker nodes, and if I wanted to test this out, I can try to SSH into one of them. This is my controller node, and we are in. So let's come back to Ansible, and we're going to go ahead and run our first script, which is going to deploy the Kubernetes cluster itself using K8s. That one's going to take some time. It's going to have to download all the repositories, everything else. So I'll check back in once it's done. The first Ansible script looks like it just finished. So if we look through here, it tells you the status of everything as it's doing it. Again, I'm not going to read through this. You guys can look through this on the GitHub. You can tailor it for your own needs, but essentially this created our cluster, joined all the nodes, and installed some prereqs for us for the next portion. If you want to test this out, you can log into the controller node, which luckily we already did earlier, and you could run kubectl get nodes to see the status of your cluster. Now, forewarning, if you run this immediately after the script finishing, those will not be ready. You're probably gonna have to wait a minute or two for these nodes to slowly come online. But as you can see here, everything is on the same version. Everything is in the ready status, so we can go ahead and proceed to the next step. So I already have the script prepared right here, deploy apps. So I'm going to run this. Same thing, that's going to take some time. So I'll check back in with you in a little bit. And the last script is done. Apps have been deployed. The cool thing about the script is it's going to spit out my URLs so I can go check them out right now. So let's check out the main dashboard here. I can click on Grafana. Default password is admin. It will prompt you to create a new password. All right, now full disclosure, because we are not using the Kube Prometheus stack like last time using Helm, everything has to be coordinated together. So I need to add my data source for Prometheus. It's going to ask for a URL. Luckily, that is also provided in the script right here. So we're going to copy this, and we're going to enter that in. And you're going to come to the bottom and hit save and test. It should be successful. And then you can go ahead and create your dashboards. Now, just for a really simple proof of concept here, I'm going to go to import dashboard, and I'm going to type in 1860. This is just a node exporter, very common dashboard. And we're going to hit import. And there you can see all of my different variables. I can see my controller and my worker nodes for the K8s cluster. So there's that. If I go back to the dashboard, I've got Prometheus, which is the back end of what we're connecting to Grafana. I can check out the target health, and these are the targets that it's actually querying, so you can see everything is up there. And then lastly, just to add an additional service on here, I already went to it by mistake, but I've got speed test. And this will just allow me to check the bandwidth and the throughput across my internal LAN network. And again, this is not running off of my local connection. I'm running this on my RV network, which is not here. So use that as you will. And of course, we could add on to this as we go. We have this really simple basic homepage that you can easily customize for whatever you want, the name, whatever you add on there. So nice little landing zone for you to add on to. And as always, if you want to destroy it straight out the gate, you're all done with your lab. You can come over here and run the same exact command, but instead of apply, you can change that to destroy. We could tear down the entire lab straight out the gate, all in one swoop. So there you have it. We went from K3s, the manual way. We spun it up using infrastructure as code, using Terraform and Ansible. And now phase 3, we did the same exact thing, but we use K8s, which is more enterprise production ready, and we installed some apps on it. Being a good cloud engineer isn't about knowing every single command. It's about knowing how to tackle problems, what angle to approach them at, and how to find the resources to solve the problem. And that's exactly what these home labs are designed to do. I'm still learning Kubernetes, and doing these home labs is one way that I get to learn and experiment with things like this. If you want to learn with me, consider liking and subscribing, getting the Cloud Starter Kit and the scripts from the link below, and I'll see you next time. Peace.